I've heard the cycle has been closed. Now the way will be shown to you. Sometimes cycles shift, end and close in such subtle ways, just small little ways in which you're thinking, small little habits that you've just allowed yourself to develop and really change in a healthy way. It all adds up to these cycles shifting. That word abundant is really big for this. Someone is unlocking new levels of self-mastery by unraveling new layers of self-discovery. Okay. There is something about abundance coming in here. So let's see what this is. I feel like this is an energy that's really, it's almost like on edge. Like maybe they've been waiting for something, but I think that whatever comes, it's not going to come in the way that you're expecting, which is interesting. So straight away, we've got the Ace of Cups, okay, and the Star. I've just said healing hearts. I feel like there's more than one as well. Oh, the Lovers, just as I said that, and the King of Swords. I think this is someone discovering the abundance that lays within their heart space. They're discovering the abundant levels and energy of that love in their heart. I'm seeing like a fountain just pouring out just constantly. Someone's had their emotions so hidden. They've been so guarded. They've not known how to express their emotions. They've not really understood their own emotions. And this is something that's really healing. Oh, and then you've got the Knight of Cups. Somebody wants to move towards love. And they are very anxious about this. Very anxious. They want to kind of make small steps towards this, right? At least before anything can even move further. I've also heard putting their best foot forward. So I do feel like somebody is really, I think that they're definitely really anxious. I feel like this energy of, oh my God, like their heart's going fast and then it just calms down and they go back into their block mode because they can't handle their emotions sometimes. But this is what they're learning. They're really, really healing through this actually. They're learning how to listen to their heart. They've got something on their mind that they want to create, right? And they're recognizing the tools that are already within their grasp or they already have. Right, so it could be like their own abilities, the way they speak, some kind of technology, King of Cups at the bottom of the deck, or whatever ways they can approach this. I've heard communication, right? The Fool, brand, new cycle. This is that new cycle that's coming in. Yeah, someone's really stepping into their ability. It's like they're learning how to heal their heart, which is really important because then they're not going to rely on somebody outside of them to keep them fulfilled. They're going to understand kind of their own boundaries, their barriers, and also their trigger points. So everything that's been held, like this is the reason they've been so guarded is because they've had so much weight on their heart, and it's been easier for them to kind of just go into this mode where they're just, you know, disregarding emotion and going purely in the physical, if that makes sense. Massive kind of energy of somebody that just pretending to be a player and acting in those player ways, right? When all along it's just been this beautiful heart that's so full of love, right? Doesn't excuse any kind of hurt they might have caused along the way. Queen of Swords, this is King and Queen of Swords, this has been that guarded energy. And with the Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck, they've experienced betrayal. They've not understood unconditional love. It's never been, you know, that pure unconditional love. They can be who they want to be and they're still going to be loved in all of their wholeness, right? But then they've not been in all of their wholeness. They've not shown up authentically because they've been hiding their heart. They've not understood that themselves, right? This is something they're learning. With this Ace of Pentacles, I feel like this offer they want to make moving forward is more kind of, it's even about them offering this to themselves, the ability now to say, actually, I do want this love. I do want to follow my heart. This is what I deserve. They're finally recognizing their worth. With the Chariot and the Knight of Cups together, there's forward movement. Oh, and look who's just showed up, the Empress. Okay, so this tells me they're seeing somebody as their, like, the absolute ultimate. However, they're not, this is a pedestal they've got this person on. That's why they're so stressed about moving forwards in this direction, because they feel like, how are they going to ever live up to this, right? They're very, because they're still in that healing space. But look, with the Nine of Cups, this is their wish. They want to move in this direction. I do feel like action's going to be taken because, oh my God, the Emperor has... Okay, action taken. This person is stepping up. They want to match this energy. Somebody wants to start small. It's like they're in like this solemn energy. They don't want to celebrate until something is official, is what I've heard. So I'm not sure what that means, but it's like this. I'm seeing crystal clear water, like diamonds. Okay. The gemstone ruby is important for somebody as well, and garnet, okay? There's something really beautiful here brewing. Someone's really learning that this is what they want. I think previously, and it's taken the Tower to realise, guess who's under the tower? The King of Cups. Didn't even realise that had come out. Yeah, it's taken quite the... It's like all of the guards and walls around their heart obliterated. And you know what? This is what they're finally healing. They're not ignoring it anymore. They're not running away from it. They're not... I've heard avoiding, so maybe that's relevant for somebody, but what they're doing is they're facing it, they're facing themselves, and as a result, they're realising that actually there's bounty beneath the surface. There's so much beauty in like this love of their heart. 10 of Cups, hi, this is what they want. They're realising that this has been their dream all along. Something that I feel like maybe this other energy, the Empress energy, kind of already knew, right? For some reason that's come through, but this is like serious inner healing with those emotions. There could be mother wounds. There's definitely wounded feminine energy in the mix here, but there's also wounded masculine, right? So there is going to be small actions taken. Well, I keep saying that, so that's definitely happening, okay? But there's something about kind of knowing the right approach, okay? It does feel like someone's desire, their passion is kind of fueling them to just move in this direction, but that's exactly what they're guided to be very mindful of, okay? With the 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, I do think that there's something about again, that cycle that's still closing at the same time. The subtle shifts are taking place. I do think with this Knight of Pentacles, there's a real steady offer someone wants to make. Like this is, I'm hearing the word commitment, right? They're not going to present like that specifically perhaps, unless they're kind of, you know, in a weird headspace, but I think that they're clearing the headspace so they can come through in this energy of this King of Cups, able to handle the kind of stability of the Lovers. There's definitely like this pulsing energy within them, though. I will say this, that they are trying very hard to kind of, I've heard control, handle, they're managing their kind of everything that's happening in their system. They're kind of learning what's going on, what this connection is, that kind of thing. Okay, the 10 of Swords literally just fell by itself, and underneath is a 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Wands. Someone is very jealous. This is something it's like they need to hone in, and they're realizing that they want this energy, right? But they also need to know they need to show up. Yeah, this isn't just kind of, you've both been doing this work to get to this point. This Empress has been working so hard to get to that level. This energy, this Emperor is doing the same thing. They're learning what it means to take those steps needed. Someone really is taking their time to understand where they've done wrong, is what I've heard. So they've done some wrongs, or made decisions that were really from a wounded space. It's like their subconscious was controlling them, and they didn't really understand that, but they're learning now. These two columns are really sticking out to me. The Ace of Cups, Page of Pentacles, the Emperor. The Lovers, the Ace of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. Someone's so, like, they've been maturing so much. Like, I think this is internally and around them. I think this is where that abundant energy is as well. It's kind of like they're allowing the flow of abundance around them. They're understanding what they truly, what they do want. This could be the one. Unrequited love, right? I think somebody's afraid that the feelings aren't reciprocated, or perhaps in the past there was something. Okay, it's safe for you to love. This is confirmation for somebody that it's kind of like the green light, yeah, but that doesn't mean, you know, everything's going to be go go go. It needs to, there's this energy of kind of allowing what needs to happen how it happens. This is that passion energy. Yeah, and this is what somebody I think they lead with passion when their fear gets in the way, right? But like I say, they've been maturing. I feel like there's something around them that's kind of going to improve, something to do with finances, romantic feelings. There it is, deception. Yeah, I think this is what they're kind of going over, and they're understanding, and they've experienced deception before themselves, which is why they're kind of on that kind of fence with the whole unrequited love. Very soon, worth waiting for. Okay, somebody keep an open mind. Whoever's coming back is what it feels like. Could be coming back, or just somebody, some energy. I just think it could be something that you've been waiting for, this kind of connection, right? But like I said before, it's not going to necessarily come through how you're expecting. So keep an open mind in terms of kind of how they present, but also they might if this is someone coming back, they've changed. I've heard the word blindsided. Somebody really is working through something to release, okay? A win-win outcome is forecast. It's time to take action, release negativity. This is giving Aries season, actually, because this is a full moon in Libra as well. So this is just confirmation. So it feels like positive movement, basically. And there's something about authenticity, which is so important in this. You're going to need to remove all these masks and just false identities or whatever, and move forwards with confidence in what is aligned for you, right? And also what it is that you desire. Everything is a learning journey, as are these cycles, okay? Let me know how this resonates. Sending so much love.